All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Friday, April 4th. It is set today by Enigmatist. Oh, I think he may be one of the toughest setters they have. Anyway, let's see what Enigmatist has for us. Ambassador snatches back dossier, second in existence. Well, I think the first half is the wordplay, and so the definition with that dastardly question mark, second in existence. I suppose Eve biblically was the second human. 4-4. Ambassador can be HE for his or her excellency. So I'm wondering if that's going to snatch or surround back. Ooh, and back, of course, could be a reversal indicator. A dossier could be a file. Oh, I was thinking of a half-life, the half-life of an element. Now it's not a second in existence, but I wonder if in some way, just like 1/3 is a third, 1/2 might be a second as well as being a half. I don't think that's right, but we do have, oh, we have an anagram of file. Yeah, I don't think that's right. I'll leave it in just for a moment while we check these downs. Boss, maybe, whom you ring personally at progressive locations. Oh my goodness. Whom you ring personally. I was wondering if at progressive locations might be a very fiendish thing to say in the previous four words. Take the first letter from the first, like from the whom, and then so W, and then the second letter from you, WONR. No, it falls apart at personally, but it might be something like that. Um, yeah, I don't see. If you started the H in whom, and so go second, third, fourth, fifth. Oh no, I thought you were getting hugs, but you're getting, you're getting Hugo. Oh, that is it. Hugo Boss. Oh my God. That is that is so complicated, but I am a little proud, I have to admit. I know pride goes before a fall, but that I did think along his wavelength. So that might be the highlight of the solve today, I'm afraid. So maybe Half-Life is right, but I just. So we do have the HE, and then inside it we have Alf from the alien from the television program. Yeah, I don't think Snatches Back dossier. No. Anyway, let's try Curious. Olivier cameo impresses child performers. I'm wondering if Curious is an anagram indicator. We need 14 letters. Olivier is 7 and 5 is 12. No, I don't see how we get 14 letters anywhere. So is it going to mean curious, a phrase? are maybe child performers. But what do we do with Olivier? Maybe we do something with Lawrence or Larry, dear Larry. Ooh, no. A little latitude given over term of treaty. No, I was wondering if it might be a hidden clue, but no. Term of treaty. No. Why buy wrapping paper now? Oh, I think the first word might be for. Yeah, so I try to make it work. So you divide it in two. Why buy wrapping paper? And then now for the present. Well, I'm not exactly sure. Is that an and lit or a semi and lit? Because now doesn't exactly. Oh no, I suppose it does. You say I'm going to, with these tariffs, I'm going to watch my spending now, or I'd say I watch my spending for the present. So I think it is just a double definition. So Half-Life is looking more likely. All right, let's go back to the across. Something to inspire sexy guy between foxtrot and tango. Well, foxtrot and tango, apart from being dances, are letters in the NATO alphabet. So what comes between F and T? Well, Romeo. Ooh, Oscar. Charlie, of course, comes before foxtrot. What other names are there? Never really thought about that before. To inspire can mean that one word goes inside another. It breathes it in, inspires it. No, I should. Yeah, maybe I'll pause at some point and go through the NATO alphabet. All right, how about flower deity adopting medieval king? I think it must be a flower, or which of course we know could be a river, a flower. And I think we're going to have a deity. Oh, could it be just the word God? Or is it the name of a god beginning with G that adopts or takes inside it? Now, I think that is just the regular British spelling of medieval, or is it maybe a more old fashioned? I know the US has a very simplified spelling of medieval. Um, and then king might simply be that R, but I'm thinking it is going to be the name of a medieval king. Yeah, I can't think of a flower beginning with G and it with an R. I can think of gladioli. No. Recognizing no limits in a talk about buttocks. All right. Seems like all the Guardian setters are getting in on the bathroom humor. Um, no limits might simply be removing the outer letters. Or maybe that is just the definition, recognizing no limits. A talk, it seems like a talk will go around a word for buttocks, but we only have 5 letters to play with, so I don't know how that would work. All right, source of moving air, a foul, stormy march ahead. Yeah, I'm wondering about an anagram, maybe moving. We have an H. If it is an anagram, that's probably coming from march or ahead. Yeah, it seems like we have too much verbiage in this one. All right, love idol, eagerly taken from behind. Okay. Um, well, from behind, I'm thinking it's going to be a reversal of something. Maybe a word for eagerly. What would a love idol be? Like a cupid or a no. Somewhat distracted. Put option A. Ooh, I'm thinking. Let's see. We have 10 letters here. Option is 6. Put A is another 4. So that is, I think it's an anagram, a distracted version of put option A. And the first word surely is up. And it's, oh, then the definition would be somewhat. Ooh, like up to a point. Yeah, in fact, I think that's what it is. Up to a point. All right, neighborhood meeting, sculpture held for bishop in center of hall. A sculpture held sounds like maybe the name of a sculpture is going to be inside. Bishop is probably B. Center of hall might simply be AL. Rodin, can I work Rodin into it somehow? And then the definition would be neighborhood meeting. Let me pause. My neighborhood does have meetings. I'm trying to remember what they're called. Oh, I thought of a block party as 5-5, but I'm very positive about the E from present, so it's not that. I'm going to go back to the downs. Oh, all right, we had the buttocks. Now we have means to cover boobs, a new cycling trimmer. All right. I thought trimmer might be the definition, and it might be an ER word meaning trimmer, slimmer, fitter, but it might be a tool like a trimmer. But that P in the second last is funny. Yeah, means to cover. Now, boobs might be telling us, could it be an anagram indicator as boobs as in mistakes? A new cycling. Now, cycling can mean you move the first letter to the end and you keep doing that. Well, if you move the W to the beginning of a new, you get Wayne. I don't know if that's going to be important. No, yeah, I think I may have more luck with these longer ones, especially when they're phrases. Possibly make best start round if, e.g., batting. Yeah, when you have these funny phraseologies, it's often because it's for an anagram. Again, it's 14 letters. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Sign criminals rolled off liquor pot. Yeah, no ideas. I'm thinking it's a sign, but maybe it's what you would see on a sign, like no, no something, something, or go something, do something. Criminal. Oh, criminal, of course, can be an anagram indicator. Rolled off. Yeah, is it an anagram of? Maybe it is. No, I don't think it can be a liquor pot. It sounds more like with that two-letter word, like it's a phrase like do or on. No. On set of Twins, cameraman might look back in surprise. That's a good one. But again, oh, I think it might be. Look, yes, look. Ah, look back in surprise. You might do a double take. And so I suppose a cameraman on the set of Twins with Danny DeVito and Schwarzenegger might do a double take. All right, I'm thankful for these easier ones. US owned property addressing the matter of draft beer, say. Um, yeah, I think it might be real estate, which would be an American phrase for property. Addressing the matter of draft. Ah, yeah, so we have addressing some subject, and then we have ale, state. Okay, hopefully that will give us some starters. Oh, so Eros. I think it might be Eros, the god of love. And I'm thinking eagerly is sore, but I'm not exactly sure how they're synonyms. Yeah, I may be wrong on this, but I'm going to leave it in for now. Our neighborhood, ooh, we do have that. The L is useful, but the B I think is very useful. That must be the bishop. But in the center of hall, I don't see how I'm going to put that B inside AL. Maybe the B is coming from somewhere else, and there's another B. Anyway, or maybe it's center of hall is the definition. Yeah, what's going to come between the E and the B? Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Hats off to Synod appointing radical figure of authority. I like it, but yeah, I don't get that. Okay, several drinks do take out reserves. Yeah, I'm wondering if reserves might be the definition. And several drinks, it might be where we put very short drinks together as a charade. But the do takeout part, though. Oh, could out be telling us to anagram something? Drinks do take is 12 letters, but then either several or reserves is a superfluous word. All right, how about one or more of Damon Goff's tapes? Oh, I know that name, Damon Goff. It's not Damon Hirst, obviously, because they have different names. Um, I do see within Damon Goff we have among one or more. Yeah, I think maybe. Are they synonymous? And tapes might be the hidden clue indicator saying those two words tape somehow. I would question tapes as a. Yeah, so I may be completely wrong, in which case all of my criticisms are moot. But I'll leave it in for now. What breakfast waiter brings forward when beat? Oh, well, beat makes me think of some kind of eggs. What eggs begin with T something A? Brings forward. Oh, toast? Toast something? No, I don't get it. In the course of a number of years, singer slips. Well, I'm wondering if slips could be the definition, and the answer is either errors or errata. Ah, I think it is errata. First, I saw, well, we have era going around the outside, which would be a number of years. And then inside the era, we have a rat. And we often see this in the cryptic that a rat is someone who sings or who tells on the others. Passionate old soldier subdues macho types. I'm thinking passionate is the definition, and an old soldier, I'd usually break that up to O and then a word for soldier. Might still be. And then that's going to go around macho types. Oh, what are macho types? No. All right, let's finish the downs. Lasting until dawn, in ships lighter men unloaded. Yeah, it does look like we're going to have something night. I suppose lasting until dawn. I want it to be all night, as in the all night vespers. Ships, lighter men, unloaded. Yeah, I mean, it also could be a hidden clue, but then it would be Ips light. I don't think it's that. Ooh, now if it is all night, let me just make a note of that in case it stays. Um, our neighborhood meeting. Oh, local. Yeah, neighborhood must be local meeting. Sculpture held for bishop in center of hall. What is this word? I'm confident in do a double take. So let me pause. I have a little bit of coffee left and it's getting cold, so I'll pause and sip and think about this. Ah, of course, a neighborhood meeting, maybe of football teams, would be a local derby, however you want to say it. So where's our sculpture held for Bishop? Oh, I think the sculptor might be Calder, Alexander Calder, who does the mobiles, whatever you want to call those again, pronunciations. And the B, but then that would be an LOY. How is that center of hall? Now, I'm writing down quite a few today that I don't fully understand. All right, prepare to drive towards Green, Chesterfield. Prepare to drive towards Green makes sense to me in a golf sense. Tee up or get an iron or a wood. Yeah, but now I'm not so sure. And Chesterfield, ooh, there's a Chesterfield rifle, I think. I'm sure I've heard that in watching old westerns when I was a boy. And I think it's an old cigarette brand as well, Chesterfield King. But I don't get it. All right, parody of Hell's Kitchen. Oh, it's a hidden clue. So again, the old rule of thumb holds true that by the end of the crossword, the setter running out of steam and gives you some easy ones. Hidden within Hell's Kitchen is a skit. All right, that K then. What breakfast waiter brings forward when beat? Something yolk? No, I really thought that K was going to do it for me. Oh, how about our two down now? Our curious Olivier cameo. Let me pause and ponder that. Well, I spent a long time staring at this, particularly the second word, which I think is quite limited. It could be OOCHONCORCH, OUCH. But I don't think there's a whole lot of things it can be, but none of them made sense to me. However, having that D now at the end of our flower, I remembered goldenrod. I think that's one that's very bad for anyone with an allergy. But so the deity was God, and medieval king question mark. Well, I think the question mark is well deserved. Maybe there should have been two question marks because I think it's olden and R for king. That's very tricky. Oh, so yeah, what is then the first word? Lull, lol. Oh, Lily, Lily, child performers. I was wondering about like the in Ireland there were some children's acting group that would always appear in the pantomime, the something Barry children or kids or whatever. So maybe there's something in Britain like the Lily Pooch choir. Oh, choir. Oh, I do like that. Oh, and I remember, of course, in the 70s, there'd always be some school choir with Grandma, We Love You or something like that. Um, St. Winifred's. Yeah, maybe it is Lily something choir. But if it is choir, The only H I see is in child, which I think is part of the definition. Of course, it could be. I was thinking Olivier and Cameo, I said, was 12. And maybe we do anagram that and we put it inside. It impresses a child, but it's the L and the R, I think, is coming from Olivier. Um, but maybe there's a two-letter child in the middle. And it's just performers. Yeah, not seeing it. This was our little latitude given over term of treaty. Oh, the L might be a little latitude, saying just take a little bit of it, the first letter. And that's given or put over, oh, maybe a term. And then the whole thing will be a treaty. Could it be a specific treaty from history? Oh, well, I paused there to clear my throat. And first I was thinking of, was there a Treaty of Liège? But then I thought, oh, leeway would be a little latitude given over term of. Yeah, I'm not very confident in this one. We are past the 30-minute mark, which is my own personal mark when I'll start to use the check words. I'm going to go ahead and check that one. It is right. Okay, good to know. But I don't really understand it. Given over. I'm wondering about the term. I think it might be an andlit as well in some way. I think the term of treaty might be the terminating letter of treaty, the Y. But then we would have Li Wa being a little latitude given over. No, I don't see it. All right, my source of moving air, a foul, stormy march ahead. Now it is funny having the H and then something between the H and the A. So what could that be? Could be A-T-H-E, A-T-H-R. Yeah, maybe it's not that unique. All right, this is, well, it is Friday, so you would expect something like this. And that's our breakfast waiter. Brings forward when beat. Table talk, no. Passionate. Oh, yeah, funnily enough, just I looked at the pattern we have and I thought of the word vehement or vehement. I think a lot of people in Ireland would say vehement. Um, and as I was pondering it there when I wasn't talking, I thought about He-Man. Uh, oh, and an old soldier is a vet for a veteran. Yeah, I remember when I was listening to Lou Reed as a young teenager in Ireland, and in one of his songs, he sings, I think it was a slogan in America at the time, hire a vet. And I thought, well, why is he saying to hire a veterinarian? That's very nice. But anyway, of course, I didn't know vet was an old soldier veteran. All right, several drinks. Does that help me? No, I don't. I think I have exactly the same letters I had before. Reserves. Strong. Ooh, strong. Oh, no, no. Reserves, of course, in a football team might be the second 11. All right, so several drinks do take out. I don't follow this one either. No surprise. I think yeah, I mean, having a second drink, but I don't think that's it. Oh, it might be no. I was going to say several anagrammed with do, but take out. No, no, I don't. No idea. All right. Oh, it does, I think, corroborate this being some kind of choir. I'm going to pause and look up and see if there is some Lily somebody choir. If it is a British thing, then I won't feel so bad about not getting it. Well, I wasn't finding anything, and then I realized I must have made a mistake somewhere. And of course, the one right at the beginning, I didn't fully understand why it would be Half-Life. I believe I'm going to go ahead and check it. Yeah. So I think it must be Home Life. So now the dossier is a file inside of HE and it's all backwards file. And a second can be a moment or a mo. And so your existence, well, the question mark is indicating that's a very loose definition of home life. Now I think it's clearer that this must be a male voice choir. So how is this working? Yeah, I think it must be Olivier Cameo. And then what is the... I think the child is CH, the abbreviation for child, and that is impressed or surrounded by the anagram of Olivier Cameo. All right, so that makes more sense. Doesn't help my source of moving air. Yeah, the northeast is looking terrible. Let me finish the bottom half. Okay, I'm going to pause and think more about this. What breakfast waiter brings? Oh, a toast rack. I'm going to go with it instead of taking time to think about it. I'm going to type in toast rack brings forward when beat. I don't get that, but let's check that one. It is right. I'll add that to the list of ones to check. Let's see. Yeah, possibly make best start round if e.g. batting. I want it to be something right. Yeah, so maybe something on not on the right, get off on the right foot or the right, possibly make best start. Put your best face forward, something like that. And this was prepare to drive towards green. Chesterfield. Let me pause and think about that. I was on the right lines earlier when I talked about golf and I said something about putting the ball on the tee. I think it's you set the tee. And I forgot, of course, that Chesterfield can be an item of furniture, a settee. All right. Happy to get that one. That's our boobs, a new cycling trimmer. I mean, maybe it is a means to cover. Oh, maybe it's something like Tipex or whiteout in the United States, and then a new cycling trimmer. No, that's our sign criminals rolled off liquor pot. Yeah, don't get that one. I've really okay. I think I'm gonna have to go to wordplays.com to find a matching word for these letters here. Well, I didn't go to wordplays.com. I thought I'd give it one more um, try. And again, trying to decipher the wordplay, excuse me. I did think, oh, maybe saying stormy March ahead means at the beginning of this, put an anagram of March. And since we have the A and the H, it didn't take me too long to think of RACHM. And then I thought of one of my favorites, Rachmanin Noff. Yeah, I often see his name written with OV and then other times OFF. Of course, it's a transliteration from Cyrillic, so who knows which is more accurate. Anyways, and I did think source of moving air might be the source of music. I was thinking more of an instrument than a composer. But anyway, so a foul. What is a foul? Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure exactly how to decipher that one either, so let's put it on the list. I may as well write down the ones I do understand, it would be easier. All right. I still would like this maybe to begin with an anagram or a cycling of a new, and then a word for trimmer, and as a means to cover boobs. Yeah, but I'm not seeing it. All right, this one I am going to go to word plays for. Well, word plays, I mean, it came up with a fair selection of words and phrases that fit this pattern, but I couldn't see how any of them would mean means to cover, or trimmer. So I'm just going to go ahead and reveal this one. Xantippe. That was one of its suggestions, but I thought that was I don't know, a mythical figure, historical figure. So I've no idea what that means, why it's there, who am I, what day is it? All right, let's try something to inspire. Sexy guy between Foxtrot and Tango. Oh, I never looked up my NATO alphabet. Uh, is it something to inspire? No, I think inspire has to be a wordplay word. Ah, but what are they? There are some synonyms for sexy guy that we see. Hunk. Well, we had he man earlier, but um, between Foxtrot and Tango, no. I'm guessing it's going to be EX. Excite. Oh, and I never thought I read it literally as something between Foxtrot and Tango, but of course we might have to put in the F and the T. Yeah, but then I think the F would have to go there and then the T at the end. Oh, I did look here though, and what a sign might say, and it might say no left turn. So let's try that. Criminals rolled off liquor pot. I don't get that. Oh, a pot could be an urn. Oh, oh my goodness. When you have to break things up like this, like criminals rolled. I'm not sure what that is, but off liquor is teetotal or TT, and then pot is earn. Oh, a felon is a criminal, and that is rolled or turned around. Oh my goodness. Well, at least I'm fairly confident in that. All right, recognizing no limits in a talk. I'm wondering if, I don't know, about buttocks, navel. I mean, the navel is in the vicinity. I don't know, but recognizing no limits. Oh dear. Novel, navel, natal. Okay, what's 7 down then? Possibly make. What's the 2-letter word? Do, go, no, to. I think though, I'm thinking any phrase I think of with to is followed by to the. Yeah. All right, so foxtrot and tango. Yeah, I think I'm going to find it very hard to fit F and T in here. Something to inspire. Yeah, let me pause and just think of what word might actually fit in there. I think it's something to breathe in, inspire, and that would be oxygen. Sexy guy between foxtrot and tango. No, I don't get that one either. That seems to be the theme of the day. All right. Oh, so this might, I'm thinking get. Yeah, it's not going to be naval because it wouldn't be G something V. Get to right. Make best start round. Now, round can often be an O. If E.G. batting. Oh, yeah, but the G is probably coming from if G, if E.G. But if this is then a T, recognizing no limits in a talk, oh, a talk about buttocks might be a homophone. But I don't recognizing no limits might be like amoral or what's another word for that? I'm just going to go ahead and put in natal. No idea why it's right. Let's check that. It is right, but again, story of the day. Why would that be recognizing no limits? Oh, well, I do see. Ah, yeah, so it's a hidden clue in a talk. And so recognizing no limits, I think, is saying take away the limiting letters, the I at the beginning and the K at the end. But how is natal? I thought had to do with birth. Well, hopefully they will explain it at 15 squared. All right, so this must be get to, get no, get so. Um, I think there are many phrases this might be. I'm just going to go ahead and reveal it. Oh, oh, that's funny. The reveal doesn't work properly either. But get to first base. Um, so, yeah, how is the wordplay working? Yeah, I think if EG is part of an anagram and mm, batting has a G, so we only need one G. Oh, we don't need it. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, maybe it's simply a cryptic definition, but no. I think this must be the czar. Now, there's many spellings of it. I'm going to go with T. Hats off to Synod, appointing radical. Oh yeah, so hats is the first letters of synod of to synod appointing radical, and it gives you a figure of authority. Well, what a workout that was. All right, let's check all. I think everything is still there. Uh, did we have a pangram? I don't think so. There were a few funny letters, X, Y, V, but I don't think we had a J. And then was there a theme? I'm terrible at spotting the themes. If there is one, it was very well hidden. All right, let's go quickly over to 15 squared. All right, the blog today is by Eileen. Oh, she has quite a preamble. She says, managed to solve all the clues, but I have a handful where I need help with the parsing. Well, she did better than I did. I have a page full. Did enjoy these ones. Most enjoyable workout. All right, let me look at my long list. Yeah, I finally worked out that it was home life. Oh, she liked the definition. I don't know. I think of I I don't know. I need all the help I can get. I think I would prefer something like domestic existence or even like some punning reference to that. Anyway, um oh, so she couldn't okay. Oh, a foxy gent. Oh, sexy, I suppose foxy guy gent. Ah, and then between the F and the T. Very, very tricky. Yeah, buttocks. Let me pause and just look up the meaning of natal. All right, all the first responses I saw on the internet were, of course, to do with birth, but the Collins Dictionary online does say from the Latin or New Latin nates, Nates for buttocks, and they say it's rare. Wow. All right, new one for me, or we may have had it before and I forgot it. Rachmaninoff, yeah, March. Oh, and a foul is an in off in billiards. Oh, of course. Or I think snooker as well. Uh, can't see us, so hopefully someone will explain how sore is eagerly. I knew 16. Okay, good for me. Uh, Calder, yeah, so I did know Calder was a sculptor. Oh, it's Calder instead of bishop in the center of lobby. Ah, wow. So replaces held for bishop. I think maybe could it say replaces bishop in center of hall or stands in for? Not sure about that. Anyway, it probably didn't make much of a difference, to be honest. Could this be seven several rounds? Oh, I think that's because one over the eight. Is that you have too many? So seven is several. Why? Yeah, I don't know why seven is several. That goes around or drinks. Con. Oh, to con somebody is to do them. And then, ooh, delete has to be DELE. Yikes, I didn't know that abbreviation. And one or more of. Oh, I did during one of my pauses. He is a badly drawn boy. I have a couple of his CDs from long ago. I must take them out and give them a spin. Toast rack. Yeah, okay, beaten on that one too. Yeah. So it is a little reassuring to know that even somebody who blogs regularly at 15 squared was thrown by Enigmatus today. A reversal of a we plus L and the terminus of treaty. Yeah, and then wasn't sure what to underline for the definition. I think this might be an and-lit or semi-and-lit. Xantippe, a nagging woman, because a scold is a trimmer. And Socrates' wife was Xantippe. Oh, it was to do with Tippex. Ah, with the letters cycling. Ah, all right. And an anagram of best start O if EG. And again, I think it is an and-lit where the wordplay possibly make is telling us to anagram best start O if EG. Oh yeah, batting. Yeah, so it's I see Eileen's problem there. I think maybe Enigmatist is coloring outside the lines a little bit. I think I followed all the rest of this. Oh yeah, all night. I never wrote down that one, but I didn't fully understand that either. So there's a couple here where we need an explanation. If I don't find it, then yeah, please take a visit. I mean, everyone should have 15 squared bookmarked. Oh, DELE is printer's notation for delete. Okay. I may have seen that in the dim and distant past. Yeah, very very, very tricky. All night I took it to ship as a light and then split ships into ship and S. I don't even get that. A light for in. Wow. This is yeah, very, very tricky. I liked Home Life, the Victorian lady who, after seeing Anthony and Cleopatra, exclaimed, "How different from the home life of our own dear Queen." I always loved that story. I think they used it in a film, a British film, maybe the 1930s or 40s. Anyway, get to first base. The first base thing has no meaning whatsoever. Disgrace that the Guardian. I don't know, is Anna being tongue in cheek or because it definitely is it's a from baseball get to first base you make a good start in going around the base path, and then of course metaphorically it has another meaning, but uh anyways, oh, soar from chambers can mean eagerly. Wow. All right, I think there's still a few that that I didn't get to the bottom of, but I'm already over an hour. Anyway, thank you so much for your patience and sticking with me. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Oh, and a great weekend.